everybody, welcome back to another video. And today we have with us Varun Patel. He hails from Madhya Pradesh and he is an international gold medalist in the South Asian Aquatic Championship that was held in Sri Lanka in the year 2016. He is also the gold medalist in the 200 breaststroke in the Junior Nationals that was held in 2016. So, hello Varun,
Hi, Achintya.
how are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm also fine. So as I said that it will be more focused on breaststrokes and your experiences in this stroke and insights and how people go wrong in the strokes and what are the common mistakes breaststrokers do which really push them back and cannot improve their times as much as they think of. So for my first question to you that we have faced this change over the period like there was a change in which breaststroke hand, the pull of the breaststroke hand and the coordination between the initiation of your leg kick was changed. So there was a time where coaches used to tell that when we start streamlining our hands, we should start initiating our kicks. So how did you get adapted to this, and when did you come to know about this technique?
Yeah. So, during my initial stages in swimming, I was focusing on all the strokes at the under 10 age category. We basically had 6 events. So I did all the 6 events, and in the nationals, I qualified only in breaststroke. So after that, I started focusing much more on breaststroke. And I am from a small city where there's no as such coaching facility. So the technical part of the breaststroke, I came to know that when I joined when I joined Shishukun Swimming Academy in 2013. So at that time, I came to know that all the technical stuffs in the breaststroke, that when we have to start a kick, the the coordination between hand and kick. When we are streamlining the hands, then the kick should end, because after the flex
Yeah,
motion of the ankles, there's a propulsion from the kick, and at that point of time our body should be streamlined so that we can accelerate more in the bottom. So that I came to know in 2013. Yeah, and after that, but the one important thing is that from my natural stroke, only from the small age, from the age of 10, that thing built in me naturally. So I did not really have to focus much more on, bring more focus on that. And so yeah, this much.
okay. So that was a pretty easygoing kind of technique for you because you did not have to induct any new pattern in your stroke. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, the coordination part was pretty much easy for me.
Right. So breaststroke is a stroke where most of the speed of the stroke comes from your kicking part. So the most of the tension tends to be on the knees and the ankles. And over time, they start wearing out and have long-term effects, or you may face injuries. So how do you overcome that, and how do you take care of it? And have you faced any such injuries in your swimming period, like previously?
Uh, I was I was lucky enough to not have any knee injury or ankle injury, even if I was doing breaststroke most of the time. But yeah, knee and ankle are basically the main parts when we do a breaststroke kick, because ankle flexion actually propels us forward in the breaststroke kick motion. But ankle was not really a big problem for me while I was doing breaststroke. But because I was regularly doing ankle flexibility exercises after the training session also, and before the training session also, and for the knees, while how I took extra care of my knees, I used to once in a week, I used to do icing therapy or a hot water therapy. And for the dry land exercises and the running stuff, I used to wear a kneecap when I used to feel any tension in my knee. So the kneecap provides protection to your knees, and that's basically all the stuff. And you have to be doing regular exercises for the knees after the training session also. Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
as we know, there are two different patterns of the breaststroke recovery phase. So there are one is that breaststrokers bringing out their hands out of the water while doing the recovery, and few tend to take up the recovery in which the hand just when we streamline the hand, it just goes below the water level. So what do you recommend, and which is more effective and less energy consuming, which should have less resistance according to you?
Yeah, Achint, it's really a very nice question if we are talking about the breaststroke. Initially, the swimmers used to do the recovery above the water surface because they thought that the resistance in air is less than the water. So they thought that it would be efficient to bring the hands out of the water surface in the recovery. But when Adam Peaty came into the limelight in 2015, he brought the new concept of doing the recovery just below the water surface level. At that point of time, I actually consulted with my coach about this new introduction in the breaststroke, and he told me that when we bring the hands out of the water, we tend to lose a part of the energy that could be utilized in later part of the event, and that energy that we lose is something that is built up in the subconscious mind, and we actually does not feel as a swimmer because we do the practice and all, so it becomes a habit. So he told me that it's advisable to do the recovery from just below the water surface, because at just below the water surface, the amount of resistance is less as compared to more depth of the water. So he advised me to do the recovery just below the water surface, and I actually tried to do that, implement it in my stroke. But I personally, what I felt personally was that I was much more comfortable with the hand recovery outside the water level. So I prefer hand recovery outside the water level. But if you're a junior swimmer who is just learning breaststroke, then it's advisable to inculcate the habit of recovery just below the water surface.
Okay, that's great. So many upcoming breaststrokers should adopt this new technique, and which will actually help later on in bettering their times and breaststroke stroke efficiency.
Yeah, this whole revolution in this breaststroke came by Adam Peaty.
So, what are the exact events that are you focusing on in the near future, and what are your short-term goals or the long-term goals that you are looking forward and working hard for them?
Right now, I'm focusing on my academics field. This is because from the initial age when I started swimming, I just started it because I liked it, and it was more or less like a passion for me. I never thought of pursuing a career in swimming. So yeah, I started just because I liked it, and till now I've been able to manage the both. So, but for the near future, I'm thinking much more in the academics field rather than swimming. And one more thing which I want to include in this question is that in India, to pursue a career in sports, not specifically in swimming, apart from cricket, because it's really hyped in India, apart from cricket, so the person should be really exceptional in the international arena in that particular sport. So it's a little bit hard for a young sports person to pursue a career in sports. But with the with the new programs that government is introducing in the sports arena, then I think it will, in near future, it will be a possibility that more of the sports person will be pursuing a career in the sports. But I am not.
Okay, that's great. And I wish you all the best for your near future, and hope you accomplish your goals. And thank you for joining us today. It was a lovely evening.
Thank you for inviting me in this. It was a great experience for me also.
Okay, thank you.